Hey everyone, Lawrence Mack here, real estate broker out in Mississauga and Toronto, and I'm here with Mansoor Mirza from Century 21 People's Choice. How you doing, Mansoor?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Today we're just going to talk about the Trump election coming up, and just thought everyone wanted to get to know Mansoor a little more. As you may or may not know, there is a Trump election for the board of directors that's coming up. The voting starts May 12th to May 17th, and then the people who have the most votes will be elected as director of large in the actual board of directors, which will govern TREB in general, which is the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. It's a
Yeah,
mouthful, but that is the preamble of what we're doing
that
here.
is true.
So, Mansoor, tell
We,
us.
we added one more R into it. It used to be TREB, just TREB,
It
and
used
now
to be just
R.
Treb, but now they added in
Sorry.
the regional, so it's TRREB. But everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
Right? So, Mansoor, how did you get started in real estate?
I have a passion for real estate, but as a new immigrant, many individuals like myself, when they start their life in Canada, it's a completely different environment, different country, and then you don't know how to start and where to start. So I was into those challenges. I remember those days when I was starting, looking for courses, how to become a realtor, and somebody directed me to an online school. I paid so many fees, but I was not going anywhere. And then somebody, I got right person got connected to me, and he said, "Wow, there is an ORIA college. Why don't you just go there? That is the right platform." So after wasting a good amount of money, I came to know about ORIA. I started my courses. I believe it was 2005. And once I completed, then I got registered with Century 21 People's Choice. And since day one, I am with Century 21 People's Choice. And I am very loyal to my brokerage as well.
Wow, that's been around for a long time. So when
Yeah.
you started, were you doing anything before then, like as a career or anything, or
Yes,
did you?
again, as a new immigrant, my first job, I'm proud to share that, I'm a self-made individual where my first job was in an Indian restaurant peeling off onions and peeling off chicken skin because this is what I got. And my passion is whoever I was back home, take the hat off and just start working off anything which can give me something and I can make money. So those were my initial starting jobs, and then I become a delivery driver in Pizza Hut. And I had my education in mathematics. I did my master's in applied mathematics. So I used to help individuals, in the restaurant. And then I got an opportunity to start working in the same brand as a supervisor. And this is how my actual career started in hospitality industry, moving from shift supervisor to store manager. Then, because of my passion for learning and teaching and training, I've become very familiar in the eyes of higher authorities, and they appointed me as a training manager for Mississauga,
Nice.
and then Brampton, then Ontario, and then at a higher level. So I have taken initiative to create some training books, some mini training cheat sheets for customer service, for all those other trades, which were very popular. Created some video program for that brand, become then higher restaurant level positions. Then I was an operations specialist for multi-brand Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC for about 10 years in southwestern Ontario. And I started real estate at the same time. And slowly, once I picked up real estate, I left
Full
that and
time.
then owned my own franchise company as well. And later on, I found out that, this is what I have a passion for. So now this is the only job I have, or this is the only passion I am trying to fulfill.
That's awesome. But we were talking beforehand. You also, for the mathematics, you start tutoring students as well, I guess, throughout COVID,
Yes,
just because it's a passion of yours, right? You
I
love taking
love
math.
teaching. I love training, and as you just I shared with you earlier as well, that I should say the gene in my blood is pushing me since day one. When I was in college, school, in universities, this is why my trick to get more successful in my own curriculum activities as well. I used to help my class fellows. Any assignment, any comes, if I don't understand, I say, let's sit down. And then I
Figure
take
it
it
out.
and I explain them, and we struggle with those. And then finally, we get to know how this assignment is going to work. And I found out this is the best way. When you teach, actually, you learn more.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely
So
do.
during the pandemic started, everybody was sitting home, and I got this idea. Okay, we go Facebook Live. Everybody is using Facebook Live. Why cannot I just start a real estate show and also start a free mathematics class? So I started free mathematics class for grade 9, 10. I'm using Ontario curriculum, and it became very popular. I have, on average, in different groups, about 400 to 500 students who are regular following me.
Very nice.
They watch these programs. Many of the teachers are now watching my programs as well, because again, I'm not contradicting the Ontario curriculum, but as you know, we learn some tricks back home about mathematics, So I use those tricks as well, to memorize and to get familiar with those mathematical rules. And many of the teachers have encouraged me that, wow, this is beautiful, and don't worry about it. This is not contradicting our system, and you are just sharing some new ideas.
Yep.
And I regularly go live every Sunday at 1 o'clock, and people are loving it, and I'm enjoying teaching. I finished my grade 9, now almost finishing grade 10, and then I'll go with the grade 11.
So you could become a teacher as well if you wanted to. High school
I
teacher.
just try to find out my volunteer passion is giving me this boost of, you doing something for the youth. And we know that mathematics is a challenging subject in these areas, and everybody say, wow, it's too difficult. Oh, I don't understand, or I don't like it. So I make it easy for them.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember doing a lot of volunteering as well, just teaching calculus and stuff. And it's very rewarding, and also helps you, whenever you teach things, it helps you crystallize the idea and the concept in your own head. Or else it's very difficult to teach it, because if you don't understand it, it's very hard to teach it.
And the other thing is, it keeps your memory fresh, and you just refresh your own knowledge as well.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us about your TREB experience. So you've been volunteering with that for a while.
Again, I will say that I love to give back to community, whether if I'm living in my society where I'm living in Brampton, or if I am working with Pizza Hut brand. When I was in franchise operation, I was doing a lot of volunteer work, creating those training sheets, and some checklists were not part of my job, but I just wanted to do something which I can contribute because of my knowledge. Similarly, once I become in this real estate profession, I started helping and mentoring the newcomers. I remember those days when ORIA was a platform to get registered or get education on to become a realtor. I used to teach privately one-on-one the newcomers with this phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, those lessons, and helping the new brokers to get the brokerage license as well. So those times, and then I help in my own brokerage. Newcomers coming in, they wanted to learn something, and I was getting opportunity to support them. And then I'm open for everyone who is looking for any support, help, in even if it's my brokerage or any other brokerage. Currently, even many other realtors, my fellow realtors or new realtors, they always contact me for any difficult situations, how to handle them, how to proceed in this industry. So I do support and help other brokerages as well.
Yeah. So which volunteer committees did you end up
I actually started my first role in TREB volunteering in professional development. Mm-hmm. I volunteered there for 2 terms, and then I started, currently I am in arbitration, volunteering my time for arbitration committee as well. So these are actually 2 committees I did, professional development, and currently I'm actively in arbitration.
Oh, excellent. And how have you find those? I mean, I went through arbitration myself, and I thought the process was fair and good. I mean, there's a lot of procedure, obviously, but I mean, I thought it was a good mechanism for what we need to do.
No, I enjoy working with professional development, and I realized after working with professional development that how much intensively the team in professional development take care of small areas. Everybody, different instructors, different companies bring their ideas and bring their programs to introduce in TREB. They just don't come and just take over them and say, oh, this is a good idea, just take them. No, they go through so much screening. We discuss every single aspect. The companies come, they present their whole program. Then when they leave, we go back and we discuss within our team and critically check them, and then find out that this is worth it or not. And then according to the merits, we recommend them, and then it goes to the next level for approvals. So I
Yeah.
enjoy discussing very minor details about any professional development programs.
I think that's the important part of the way that TREB is set up, at least. We have so much experience and different viewpoints for the different boards and committees that it helps to make sure that the end product is good and like going in the right direction. So I'm sure when you have those services coming in, you guys heavily debate whether they're good or not, but it's because you have the different viewpoints of the experience, and then you can make an intelligent debate about whether it's good or not. And then at the end of the day, it helps the members.
And I like the concept behind selecting these committees as well is amazing. That they have a guideline that committee members should not be only from one brokerage. They should not be only from one part of the city.
Yeah.
They expand their selection from different areas, different community background as well. So which brings fresh mind, which brings a different diverse visions as well. So it's always a great, and I enjoyed professional development for 2 years. And as I said, I was impressed, and I was very much, I should say, become fan of the system which is utilized. Yes, I'm again going to say we are not perfect. The teams are not perfect. We do have areas of opportunities to improve on, but the approach is very amazing.
I think so too. I mean, even their selection mechanism for the directors is pretty stringent, right? Like I only met all the requirements this year, when previously I didn't meet all the requirements. You need a number of years of experience. You need experience on volunteering for the boards. You need criminal check. You need different things like that. Nominations from your peers. Like there's a lot of things involved just to become a candidate.
That is true, and I'm not sure about other boards because I have no experience. How they have the criteria or any guidelines. I love to read them sometimes that how they pick up their candidate. But it's amazing that first of all our ratings are cleared and we don't have any legal proceedings pending on us, which is good to get their credit checks, criminal checks done.
Yeah.
Then obviously they have a guideline to have at least minimum 2 different committees, at least 2 years of volunteer service. It's not somebody just comes in, walk in, and wanted to become a director for this biggest board, or so the largest board of North America, who has about 65 or about 70,000 realtors, cannot represent this big group by just waking up and going, "Oh, I want to become a director." So there is a process, there is a criteria to fulfill, and then there is an educational part of it. You have to go through certain educational programs to get to this level, and then once you are selected, then there are more educational programs to go.
Yep, there's a lot of the seminars and that kind of stuff that we have to go through just to make sure that we know what we're doing. And
those leadership courses are also mandatory for everyone. Some courses are mandatory to have before even applying for this role, and then there are some more levels which are going to be done once whoever gets selected or elected.
I think Leadership 100 or something is mandatory
before,
and then there's Leadership 200, 300, whatever number. There's a lot of other courses we have to take just to make sure that we know what we're doing as we go on. So that's, even the number of years of experience as well.
That is true.
I think I said at like 5 years or something like that. You can't, as like a rookie agent, you can't just come in and say, I want to be a director. It's like you need
responsibility and a big role. You are representing a biggest or largest board of North America and representing more than 60 or around 70,000 realtors.
66,000, 70,000 agents, depending
on that realtors, and you can be someone who does not have that much, I should say, the knowledge, that much ability to represent them. Obviously, as you just mentioned, everybody is new. One day I was new, and I always use this phrase that nobody come to this world from the belly of their mom and become genius. They need some time to go through. They need some challenges to face. They need to get go through ups and downs, and then every day when you go through those ups and downs, you become more energetic. You become more solid human being and more solid professional in your field wherever you are.
Yeah. So what do you think are any particular issues or challenges that you like to work with if you were a board member, and the direction that you think TREB is headed? think it's going to
There
be
are
good.
few areas, as I just mentioned, not to criticize any current position, current whatever the policies, procedures are. Obviously they have gone through some checks and balances, and then they are part of our daily routine policies. But there are few things which are, in my vision, should be done, or if it could be done. First of all, I'm a big fan of having one MLS. I feel that having a different MLS systems in our Ontario level, we are one Ontario, and if we can have one system where we can have access to all those listings, all those information, whether it's Windsor, whether it's Barrie, whether it's Niagara, whether it's anywhere around, and obviously it will be beneficial for them as well to utilize the database of Toronto Real Estate Board. So if something can be done, love to see the details, what have been discussed in the past, and love to see what are those reasons behind these things not getting through. And I am a big fan of keeping one MLS system. And then I have another area which I love to see some changes is disciplining our fellow realtors in their ethicals and all their professionalism, because we see again, even if there is very few numbers of those fellow realtors who are falling behind in the professionalism, that create big damage on our impression as well. So if we can have, I know we have ambassador programs currently, but I love to see, might be we can have a disciplinary committees do in the different parts of our board area, or might be in different, every 5 brokerages could be one compliance member, could be volunteer role, just like we have volunteer roles in arbitration. Those could be another avenue where we can work on. We can have, every 5 brokerages or every 2,000 realtors group could be one compliance volunteer position by TREB, who is monitoring their, advertisements, who are monitoring their daily life, their professionalism or professional acts, whatever they are doing. So those kind of areas are something which should be done. And if there is a possibility, it can be talked, discussed, and debate. And these are the 2 main areas I would love to see something can be done.
Yeah, I think those would be really amazing. Like a one MLS system for sure. That would definitely be helpful for everybody.
And in my opinion, we as a TREB members, I think we are giving more to the other smaller boards as well, because those boards have very less database. They have very less members.
Yeah.
And if they have access to us and we have access to them, Ontario is one Ontario. So if we can have one Ontario, would be very beneficial for everybody. Currently, I know members like myself, if I have to get some information from outside boards, I need to get membership.
Yeah.
And if I have to get membership, there is a limited membership because our brokerage is not member of that board. So those areas can be discussed. I know there might be some concerns from the other small boards as well, and definitely those concerns should be discussed, should be addressed, and we can solve those differences and those areas which are beneficial for everybody. Today is a technology world. If something is not available in my board, there are apps available, you still have access to those. But as a realtor, if I can have access through our board, that would be much beneficial rather than me going on different platforms and searching those informations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that would be really, really helpful, the one MLS. And back to the professionalism, idea. I'm an ambassador as well, TXP, but we have a lot of ambassadors, and I think that helps bring out the information. But yes, the professionalism is something, again, that I feel that is important, because the direction I see it is when the professionalism is down, it means that there's going to be more complaints, and then the media starts picking up on it, and then the government starts making really stupid rules because they think they want to get the votes doing really dumb rules. And it's like, it just sucks. Like, I don't think it's the right direction.
One bad incident create, one dent on our face. And
yeah,
that could have done because of the lack of knowledge. We don't know. I don't know because I have not seen in person review their situations. But my vision is that I feel something is lacking behind in disciplining those individuals who are creating this kind of bad image on our industry. So if we work together and we have some, those system in place, not, one individual cannot, or 4 or 5 individuals cannot go and monitor 70,000 realtors. So
Right.
if we can have more position, that could be volunteer. As today, as a part of our invitation, I am doing volunteer jobs. We do go through these volunteer hearings, and our decisions are implemented through the TAP system. So those compliance officer, we know we have compliance officers and officers in central level, but if we can have compliance officers or a role of compliance leaders, whatever we want to call them, in every single part of the Toronto Real Estate Board region, wherever could be every brokerage. I don't know the right answer at this point, because it need to be explored more what can be done and how it can be managed, which is acceptable to the majority of our team.
Yeah, it's just like the high level ideas. We need some mechanism to police that, whatever the mechanism is. And as you're saying, even with arbitration and even the volunteer positions, they're all volunteer positions. They're not like they're being paid. So I'm sure there are people who don't mind being like a compliance overseer or ambassador, whatever that role is, to start helping that area. I think I like that idea.
Yeah, so those things can be done. And then obviously, I feel that we should be keeping us on track with the new technology change. That technology is so much, revolving and changing frequently, that something you have today, it's off become older in next 3 months. So our systems are, we are making changes in our TAP system, Relem, and then our Broker Bay. All those changes are very good, but are they enough? Might be in down the road, next 6 months, might be they become an older version. Yeah. So we need to keep exploring the technology. We need to keep exploring, like I remember the other conversation the other day you had on your program on lock boxes. Yeah. So whether they are good for us, I think they are better. But again, as a largest board, having this much big membership, we also need to look at the feasibility of this implementation. Say if we bring a lockbox system today, then everybody just drop off the older version, bring the new electronic digital one. All right, but if the cost of that box is $200 or $300 each, guess the individual who need 10, 15, 20 log boxes, how they are going to manage this. The newcomers, how they are going to manage $1,000. So might be before implementing, we might have to discuss the prices and suppliers or different new versions of them. But I'd like to have more security. We're definitely, those manual one does not have that much higher level of security. But the other one, which has, at the moment the realtor comes into the house, we get notified, right? The person is in, what the person left, whether they show up or not. Currently, I know we have, there are penalties involved if you don't call and cancel your appointment. We have disciplinary programs involved. We have the system, but how many times we utilize those systems? Sometimes realtor don't bother and they say, okay, who has time to go to RICO or complain in TRAP? Okay, call them and find out. But more security is beneficial for our consumer as well, because they are relying on us. They are giving us opportunity and trusting us that we are protecting their privacy as well. So if anything can be done to improve, I'm a big fan of the technology change. Just like I keep changing my phone, a new version comes in, buy a new phone. New TV version comes in, okay, buy a new TV. So we are flexible for the change, and I'm open for the change. For even the lockbox system could be another one which can be discussed, and could be a different new era in the real estate industry of Toronto Regional Real Estate Board.
Yeah, I think so. I think they tried it before, but I think it was a budget issue. I'm not exactly sure what the issues were, but again, revisiting that, it's really like a technological solution for a problem. Like, for example, the problem of a realtor giving a code to somebody is obviously a problem, but technology would fix that, because if it time locks when you can open up the box, that problem is now gone because you can't physically open the box. So it's like a technological solution for other problems. Yeah, maybe we have other ones too, right? Such as people.
Something which can help our profession in becoming more technological user friendly, and then obviously getting more trust from the consumers that the system are in place. They are very efficient, and obviously that will bring our board image and our board to the next level of excellence, where we can claim truly that we are the largest board, and here we are, and we are leading, and we are setting an example for the other boards to follow and say, wow, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board has done this. They are running a biggest board, so much membership. If they can do it, we can do it.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I do feel that the Treb needs to be, they are the leader. They are the largest, in the world.
Yes.
It had to be like a role model to other boards really to go in that direction. And so I do like at least the technological change that we've done now, even with the Realm, right? Before I didn't really like using it, but I am finding it more useful than previously. I mean, it takes a while to get used to, which is the annoying part, but
the change is not easy to absorb. I know when I started from Stratus to I moved to Matrix.
Yep.
And the first few weeks I thought, oh, is it a wrong decision? Should I go back? Should I keep it? Should I go back? Because I was so much used to of using Stratus that, okay, do this, and my, whatever I am working on, it's there. But then I start struggling with a little bit on Matrix. Now I'm used to of Matrix. So anything new comes in, it's human nature. You are used to of driving same car, and the moment you change your car, even that needs some time to get adjusted to the change. So the change is not easy for everybody, but I think if the change is in a good direction, the change is for the betterment, and the change brings a level of excellence to another level, higher level, I think it is always better.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, that's all I have to say for today. I think, voting starts on May 12th until May 17th. And then you get to vote for your favorite director at larges and your regional directors as well.
And our bios are at our MLS homepage, and our videos, I believe everyone has, if I'm not wrong. Might be I was looking at the other day, there are few still left. But videos can be watched, and social media is active these days. And if you wanted to see their volunteer work, including especially my volunteer work, you can log on to my social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, see what I've been doing for many years, for last 2 years even. And I'll appreciate and request everyone to support me. And this year, give me a chance to bring newer minds to the board, and diverse minds to the board, fresh minds to the board, which brings the fresh ideas and fresh changes, whatever is for the betterment of for our realtors.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Mansoor. I really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for giving this opportunity to discuss all these details with you, and I appreciate your inviting me on this.
Sure. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks a lot.